Thank you for being here. Today, we're just going to go over the disassembly and reassembly of the triggers for the Xbox 360 controller. I'm not going to repeat the disassembly. Just click on my YouTube name, and the video will be right there. If you can, when you are done with this video, please hit the subscribe button, and enjoy. Now we're going to do the triggers. All you have to do is, see this rod? That's what controls the trigger. When you move it down, the rod moves down too. So, in order to take the rod off, you have to move the trigger as far over as it'll go. Never be too aggressive. The triggers are the easiest part to break, and when you did it, if you moved it over far enough without breaking it, and kinda use just a little bit of tension to push the rod over, the rod will fall straight down. Like that. Then, there are these two prongs. There, and there. In order to take the trigger off, you need to kind of separate the trigger a little bit to where the prongs can get through. Then slowly open it. The spring pucks up. Just take the spring out, put it over to the side where you won't lose it, and take off the trigger, put it over to the side. Now let's do the other one. Same exact concept, except a different angle. The rod falls down. Then you separate it. And it comes off. I find it easier when you are separating it to move these pieces that are holding it in, kind of push one over to where it can kind of get one prong out. Because if it can get one prong out, it's not hard to get the other one. Okay. Your triggers are now off, and so are the two springs. Now let's put them back together. We'll start with the left one first. What you'll have to do is, it's hard to do this on video, but you see how there looks like there's one long piece and one slightly shorter piece. You want to get the slightly shorter piece on first. So what you'll do is you'll actually stick the one on the outside in first, and as you're pushing it in, it'll just snap down like that, and then you just push it over. You're going to take a spring, and there's that thing right there. You're going to put the spring right on it, like that. And then, as it's coming down, use your finger to maneuver it correctly, and it'll come right on that cross. Now you see how it's not aligned right. You always want to take your screwdriver and maneuver it a little bit to get it exactly aligned, on that little cross. If it falls off, it's okay, just put it back on, it's not the end of the world. Just put the spring back in there on the trigger first. There. And once it's good, all you have to do is push it, apply some force, it's no big deal, and the prongs line back up, and it's moving back and forth again. Good job, you're done. No, you're not. Almost had you. What you have to do is you actually have to get the rod attached again. For if the rod is not attached, then there's no point to having the trigger. What you'll do is you'll just move the trigger over as far over as you can, and then there's a little notch right in the rod. What you're going to do is you'll actually put your screwdriver in the notch, and move it up like that. You'll have to pull it over as far as you can, and then use the screwdriver as well to get it back up on that thing. Be very careful. This is the easiest part of the entire controller assembly / disassembly to break. You're going to move it over as far as you can. There. When it comes up, just push it over, make sure it's good, and just move it down. Now the right trigger. Same concept. There's a slightly longer piece, except on the opposite side, the slightly shorter piece goes on the outside. And it's doing that, it just pops back on and goes on like that. So now, put it over, hold it open like that, get the spring, put it on the thing, use your finger to make sure it's aligned, and then just use your screwdriver to align it correctly, and just push it. Works fine. Now, move it over as far as it'll go. Let me move the camera a little bit. And bam. Move it over. We're in business. Working triggers. Feel free to do whatever else you need to do. And have fun. Again, be very careful. The rods are easy to break. And if you could, just hit the little subscribe button right above you. And have a good day. Thank you.